mean to be a sellout in 2022 versus yesteryear? I was actually on a podcast today on another network. I'm gonna try to drop the link in the back chat if y'all want to check it out sometime. But and there was a discussion on there about a big discussion about sellouts, right? And everybody had their own sort of take on it, right? There was no like universal, because in my mind, like I was kind of telling them, in my mind, when I think of sellout, because that word means something, I'm thinking of like, Samuel on Django, or OJ back when he said he ain't black, right? That's when I think of somebody with the mind state of a sellout, right? But people nowadays will say, if you dress a certain way, you're a sellout. If you speak proper English, you're a sellout, right? If you come into some wealth, you're a sellout. And there's so many different interpretations, right? So I just wanted to get everybody's take on it. Like, what does it mean to be a sellout today versus what it meant in yesteryear, kind of like what it truly meant, right? When people talk about sellouts and Uncle Toms and all this type of stuff, what does it truly mean?
All right, man. What's up, y'all? I want to say, blessings to everybody that's on this podcast. First off, man, my thing is, let's say take Kanye West, right? Everybody's Kanye West is sellout. He a sellout, but Kanye West be spitting some truth to what he be saying sometimes. But then when he go off, the deep end, it's like, all right, back up, Kanye.
Really back in.
And it's like, and I guess we say he's the sellout again. Everybody has an agenda in life, right? So we don't know what Kanye's agenda is. So if Kanye have to go, say, get on the Trump bandwagon, just for him to get through to what he want to do and create a generational wealth for our black community, he gonna be the sacrifice to that. So it's like sometimes you gotta be in an uncomfortable position where your people be like, "Oh, you a sellout." It's like, cool. You know what?
I like that, Lo.
I'll mess with you when I make a breakthrough to what I'm trying to get our people to. So I think he might be the best example of like a sellout from back in the day until now. Because you see, it's like he do so much, but we don't know what we had a conversation last week. You don't know what Kanye West do or what he's trying to do, and see him putting black people on the map from different artists to saying, hey, black people can design clothes too.
Well, that's what a sellout is. Sellout is to go against the cultural norm. So, like you said, he's done that to the max.
And like after I seen his documentary, man, that boy was grinding. And I think he might have got smart. Was like, you know what? Let me jump over this side real quick, get these people's okays, these votes, because those are the people who run the world. I can't stay true to the hood all my life. I got to figure out how they play the game. So if I got to sell myself out for a couple of years for me to, secure generational wealth for my girls and my son and for my family, I'm gonna do that. But I'll be a sellout because I'm putting my family first. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's a thin line between everything ain't a sellout. Everybody's trying to make moves to better their family.
I agree. Yeah, it's definitely got to be within context. I agree, Lo.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's just like, I think back in the day when we were growing up, it's like, you want to go play basketball or you want to stay on the block? Nah, I'm going to go play basketball. Man, you selling out, man. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Right. You know what I mean? That was the type of sellout we was used to. But now it's like, it's political moves and it's money-making moves, sellouts.
I honestly feel like when people that word sellout is loosely thrown around, and when it's being thrown around, you got to look at the person who's throwing it. You got to look at their growth. How's that person growing? Because like Law said, you gonna stay on this block, you want to go play some basketball. If somebody, oh man, we've been out here 10 toes for 3 summers straight. All right, well, I'm doing something different now. That's a person's growth. That person you leaving for that, he ain't ready to grow yet. You know what I mean? So to him, you a sellout. You know what I mean? But right now, to me, if you selling out, you all the way turning your back. You're deceitful to your own kind.
That's what I said. That when you're deceiving your own kind, yes, sir.
Deceiving your own kind, and you a sheep in wolf's clothing. You know what I mean? A wolf in sheep's clothing, and that's that sellout. Old school Jesse Jackson. Now we starting to find out more and more about old school activists with the hair, Al Sharpton. You feel me? Like that's they done did some sellout stuff because how they preaching this and saying this, but they turn right around with these politicians in New York who's writing these checks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So and that's more of a sellout move than anything. And even like with Kanye, you know what I mean? He got to play them cards. And a lot of these people in that public light, us on our level, you never know what kind of pressure these people was under. You know what I mean? You be like, dang, why they do that? But you never know. The powers that be might have said, if you don't do this, we coming for your kids at school tomorrow. You don't know what they going through. You know what I mean? And even like Jay-Z, they say Jay-Z sell out, satanic, blah, 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 blah. But then when you start digging into the stitching and you see, okay, damn, well, Hova done dumped $24 million in the housing for black people, period, all over this nation. But black people just ain't read the damn information to learn how to get to what he provided for them. They got housing and stuff. They got down payment assistance and everything for black people to buy houses. Jay-Z, they did that, but he a sellout. You know what I mean? They was calling him sellout when he was working with the NFL. He's still working with the NFL. Look at the NFL today. Black halftime shows, black feature. They got Lil Baby, black feature commercials and all that stuff. That shit wasn't happening. That was Toby Keith and Garth Brooks on you know what I mean? Like real shit. Put that in place, but I mean, it's people that's gonna call him a sellout. But he had to play them cards. You know what I mean? If you playing them cards, you can't be a sellout if you playing the cards for your people. You know what I mean? And like Law said, sacrificial lamb for it. You know what I mean? I can see Kanye being a sacrificial lamb for it or whatever. But yeah, that's and honestly, that sellout can be still attached to his own people and be doing some sellout shit right up under their nose, right?
Liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard, you liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
Oh, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
I seen that video a while ago. Not sure if you guys have seen it. I think it just hit the nail on the head when it came down to first understand that, the whole sellout thing is design. And this here shows you that, this is design. And again, I always go back and always kind of, say the same thing. Like, this is the whole systematic thing with us is just a culture. It's been designed. They actually have the little playing things where they're playing with us and they're doing exactly what the fuck they want to do with us in a sense. So, a sellout is exactly what they so-called portrayed to be. That's how they told us. They told us this is what a sellout looks like, and this is what we think now because the fact that we want to not take the challenge and grow ourselves. In order to become the people that you need to become, you have to challenge yourself and be your best self and not just stay complacent on where you at. You know what I mean? Like, for people who don't understand that your mouth and your brain is your two most important tools when it comes to going talking and utilizing your talent, your true talent. You know what I mean? Like, you need your mouthpiece. You can't just sit here and just be talking, yeah, what up, cuz, all day. Like, that's not how you're gonna get it. But I just think that video itself just kind of just shows you just the overall plan and design on how they wrote it for us, and we took it in just like that. And then now, you know, truly the person that's succeeding and doing better for the culture, you know, they become a sellout. That's just weak. You know what I mean? The people who's not challenging themselves and trying to grow, they honestly the true sellouts. You know what I'm saying? Their intention, they hurting the culture. By any means you hurt the culture, you hurting the culture, you the true sellout. You know what I mean? So
I was gonna say, yeah, even some of us that weren't taught to speak, you know, proper English or the King's English, we learned the importance of it. I know my country as show learned the importance of, you know, enunciating properly when I have to. You know, I let it fly amongst y'all for sure, but you know, definitely, even if you weren't taught, you definitely should at some point learn the importance of speaking properly and carrying yourself a certain way.
Right. You getting after that money, you're gonna have to speak on that. You're gonna have to speak like your peers. Yep. You know what I mean? You can't go into, you can't come up in here and have a presentation or something to pitch, and everybody in there suit, collar, tie, and nobody look like you, and you in there. What up, y'all? I'm here. I'm about to preach. I'm about to show y'all a little something that I picked up. Like, you can't do that. You can do that. Right. You can go to barbershop and do that. Like, but no, you speak universally.
It's code switch.
I like that.
Code switch. You know, just, you know, we teach our kids the workshop development. What's cool to talk amongst us, you can chop it up, whatever. Mm-hmm. As soon as you leave out the doors and ready to go to business, man, don't let your mouth mess your money up because you're not a code switch.
Nobody never really called me a sellout because of, you know, what I'm doing, but like, I feel like people think that I am a sellout for what I'm doing. But I feel if you put yourself in a better situation for your family, I really don't even care, you know what I'm saying, about the sellout situation. Like, I got my brother Jason proud of me, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I got winners and losers, you know what I'm saying? But I had to remove myself for me to be able to grow as a person. You know, so nobody never really called me a sellout for what I'm doing. Like, I feel in my heart what I'm doing was the best thing I could do for myself. I really don't care what people think of what I'm doing.
And real shit, funny, if somebody ain't for the betterment of you, they selling out against you. So
real shit, dog.
Real shit, yeah, damn right.
Back to the question. So what does it mean to be a sellout, 20 in 2022 versus what do you think about the conversation?
I really don't even pay attention to that, though. I'm just being honest. I really don't. Okay. People gonna talk. People gonna talk regardless if you winning or losing. You know, that's just how life is. I really don't pay attention to what people think. Like what Law was saying about the Kanye West situation, and like he was saying about the whole situation, they putting people in positions to win. And if you can't see where they coming from, their angle, then you just gonna be stuck on the bench, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
you got to be able to look. You got to be able to look at it at a different angle. But if you got your own mindset on just one clear path, then that's just, you ain't gonna grow.
That's true.
In my opinion, it's nowadays it don't mean much. Nowadays, back in the day, and this is just my opinion. Back in the day, I think it held a lot more weight because of the camaraderie and everything that was going on back in the day. We talking about back in the day, like 40, 50 years ago, when everybody was on the same, well, not 40, 50, like more like 60, 70 years ago, when everybody was on the same page. They had the same movement. They had the same goals. They had the same morals, values, at least from what I've been told through history, this is. Now, I could be wrong because I didn't live back in those days. But from the stories that I've heard, there was so much camaraderie and so much unity that if somebody called you a sellout, more than likely, I mean, it meant you was like an Uncle Tom or something. Or you was somebody that was going against the movement that everybody was already committed to and all in on.
They're the same because growth and selling out is different. I'm not going to do some of the things that I used to do. I'm not going to associate with some people, not all. Some people, you know what I'm saying? No, we ain't. If you into some stuff I'm not into, no, that's not a sellout. I'm not gonna risk my life if I used to. It's not about to happen. Now, if I make it, like I said, I'm not about to sit here and forget where I came from because I hit a huge number. That's selling out. I'm not going to forget about my community that I came up in.
Okay,
That's
so what
selling
does
out.
it mean? What does it mean to forget about where you come from? What's the actions behind that?
Never
what
giving back.
Not
And
giving
I'm not
back?
talking about giving back in a level where you gotta hurt your pocket. You can give everybody T-shirts or a mouthpiece or a chin strap. That's giving back. It's something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you just completely don't do nothing, but everybody still supports you, you're wrong.
And this is where black people have to be smart because society wants for black people, they want if we advance and we get to a pinnacle so high and we get to that influential platform, they want us to disconnect and distance ourselves from what we came from.
OJ in his prime, huh, Gav?
I
ain't black, I'm OJ.
I ain't black, I'm OJ, right?